back at TD Garden. Josue Pavone here for CLNS Media alongside Jacob Toby, where the Celtics have just made it 3 in a row coming off the All-Star break. And I got to say, Jacob, I think this is the rotation that I want to see out of Brad Stevens and the Celtics. Now, I'm talking about postseason.
Explain yourself.
Postseason playoff rotation.
Looking towards the playoffs.
This is it. I'm really looking towards the playoffs because I think right now, the next 6 weeks, you got to plant your seed and know exactly who are the guys you're going to go with. I'm looking at this rotation, what we saw against the Memphis Grizzlies, minus Greg Monroe on the outside looking in, Shemi Ojale riding things out defensively. And if guys get in foul trouble, of course you throw in Monroe there. But I think a lot of that has to do with what Daniel Theis has been able to do recently. I mean, he's emerged as one of the go-to guys for Brad Stevens off the bench. You see what he can do. I mean, a stretch big, what he's able to do against certain lineups. I think that's your best move moving forward if you're Brad Stevens. What's your take on this?
Well, let me just say this. We're not thinking that Hayward will return, right?
That's out the window.
Okay.
I think Brad Stevens put that one to bed. I think.
All right. So he's not in the rotation, right? So you're on the Theis bandwagon, right? And I like Theis too. Monroe didn't play at all tonight. Brad Stevens said he came into tonight's game with a game plan, 2 game plans, right? The first was obviously with Theis. The second was with Monroe. He went with the first option because Theis played better with that unit coming off of the bench.
The reason for that.
And there's the reason for that. But I do believe that the best rotation will be, in fact, with Monroe in and Theis probably playing less minutes. This is the reason why. Theis is a rookie, right? 26 years old. He's got a lot of juice, a lot of energy. He doesn't know the playoffs. And I know Monroe's not been to the playoffs a lot in his career, but he's definitely more experienced than Theis. Monroe's been a double-double guy in this league. I fully believe, and at his best, Monroe could get some starting minutes for this team. I fully believe that because he's so experienced. He's still learning the system right now, right?
Yeah,
he's only been here for a week and a half, 2 weeks. You have to give the guy some time. He's a veteran. He has to know his surroundings. He has to know what he has to do here in the system.
Yeah, but Jacob,
I don't know, man.
Can he keep up, though? Can he keep up? I mean, that's
what do you mean can he keep up? He ain't
Daniel
35.
Theis, I mean, with the system that Brad Stevens has in place, has his guys running the floor. I'm not quite sure if he can do that. Granted, in the postseason, things do slow down. I give you that.
They do.
I'll give you that one. But I think when this team is at its best, when this offense is at its best, it's when they're running the floor. You saw Daniel Theis, especially against the Grizzlies, catch a couple of alley-oops, running the floor. He can also shoot a little bit from the outside. I mean, Greg Monroe really does slow things down, but of course, depending on matchups, maybe that helps the Celtics in a way, but I think the best rotation moving forward has Daniel Theis in the mix.
Well, let me just say this real quick. Monroe allows Horford to play more of a 4 than a 5. Monroe's a solid center in this league.
He does help Horford in that sense.
And I think Horford's a better power forward than he is a center because he can facilitate more. He doesn't have to focus solely on rebounding and defense. He can focus on his offense a bit more, and you can throw Monroe on the bigger guys. And Monroe's not the best defender in the league. I understand that, Celtics fans, if you want to get on me for that. But I do believe that it allows Horford to play more freely in a position that he wants to play more. He doesn't like to play center all that too much.
Yeah, but if you couple what Theis is able to do along with Marcus Morris, I mean, I think that really boosts the second unit, along with, of course, Marcus Smart and, guys that can also, play in and out from the starters.
So who's a better offensive player, Theis or Monroe?
Jaylen Brown.
Answer the question.
Offensively?
Offensively.
I'll give it to Monroe. But for this system, though, it's Theis. For this Celtic system, I think it's Theis. I think it's a big reason why you're going to see Theis more than you'll see Monroe in the next 6 weeks, which is going to be interesting to see what Brad Stevens does heading towards the playoffs.
I think Stevens trusts Theis a lot, and I like that, but he'll ultimately go with the veteran, in my opinion. Watch out.
See, that's the thing. He knows about Theis. Brad Stevens before the game was asked about, how impressed are you with what Theis has been able to do? He's like, I'm not impressed. I mean, this is what he's been able to do all season long. He's just now been able to find some consistency. He's able to find that rhythm. And I think, I don't know, man, I think he's going to catapult himself into this rotation. You're going to see him play more minutes than Monroe. I'm not going to sit here and say Monroe might be out altogether, but I think
he ain't playing 0 minutes in the playoffs, I'll tell you that much.
I think he's going to play more than Monroe, but we'll see what happens within the next 6 weeks. That's going to do it for us at TD Garden. Josue Pavone here. He is Jacob Toby. If you haven't already, make sure you head over to SeatGeek. Use the promo code Garden Report where you can save $20 off your first purchase. That's Garden Report's the code word at SeatGeek and get yourself $20 off your first purchase. Once again, that's going to do it for us. I am Josue Pavone. He is Jacob Toby. This has been the Garden Report.